Hey, Bionik, a.k.a. A.Y.Lee, a.k.a. Jimmy Dean. I got, what, like 5 projects in the street right now? But the main 3, NYCEST, the Q is Capital, available on iTunes. That's my homegirl, R&B singer out of D.C. My homeboy, Point Blank, the Bull, Houston, Texas. Yeah, he's also dropping, dang, I forgot the daggone, No Money, No Reason. That's coming soon. That's the album. That's the mixtape. For Gangsters Only 2. And then pick up that A.Y.Lee, No More Mr. Nice Guy, available on iTunes, Amazon. Yeah. Yeah.
What? Oh, this is me?
Yeah, that's you.
Oh, alright.
He told me to make sure I, put it out and got some folk on it out here. And you encounter so.
Oh, it say, you got, what is it, UNLV? No, it said only, okay.
Yeah, only.
I'm, my eyes, I'm getting old, man.
Yeah, man, you tripping over there.
Hey.
Let me see what I'm playing.
But yeah, man, it's great because as you were talking about the engineers, yeah, it's funny because I run into people all the time. Like Slack put me on King James. I run into people all the time, man, that they be like, yo, I mix and blah 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 this and that, and then they'll hear my joint and be like, yo, it just sounds so clear and so.
Now I told him, I said, yo, you gotta get it mixed one time, like, cause he tried to get me to mix it. Right. I was like, nah.
I mean, the thing is, it's like, there's nothing wrong with going with people and testing people out. But, everybody don't have money to do that, and everybody, if everybody has their different things that they're looking for. And the one thing I try to tell any artist is like, don't get so bent into listening to what you've been listening to. If you've been bumping this joint for 6 months and then you say, all right, I'm gonna get it mixed, you're used to hearing it for 6 months jacked up. Yeah. So anything change is gonna be wrong at this point. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But then what comparisons are you using? So many people just ride around in their car and just listen to themselves. Yeah. And they raggedy versions of themselves. Then when you get a clean version, it's like, well, I want to, and I want this, and I want that, and da-da-da-da. Then it's like, what are you comparing it to? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like let's look at Ross' album just came out. If you got some big beats like Rick Ross, boom, play that track. Listen to what Ross' vocals sound like as opposed to your vocals. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And realize too that if your vocals were recorded jacked up, they not gonna sound like that. Yeah. But our job is to make it get as close to that as humanly possible. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I could pour syrup on on dog mess that don't make a pancake. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I might sweeten it a little bit. Yeah. So. Now you gotta eat. You know what I mean? So it's as simple as that, man. Like, but a lot of folk don't want to hear that.
I just lost my appetite.
The one thing for me is like, he'll tell you, I'm my own biggest critic. Right. So I'm to the point that like when I make a song, literally, I won't listen to it anymore because by that time I've thought about the song because I don't write my lyrics down. I keep them all in my head. So I've played this song in my head 1,000,000 times. I kind of get sick of hearing it. Right. So I just don't play it anymore. So when we did Spread My Wings, the one he's talking about, when we did that track and he mixed it and I listened, I was like, yeah, this joint's hot. So I pretty much wasn't listening to it anymore because it was done. And then he was like, yo, you should let King James do it. And I was like, no, but you did a good job. And he was like, trust me. Just, and I was like, no, but it's hot. The way you did it. Exactly. It was the way I envisioned. And he was like, look, just try it. If you ain't happy, I give you your money back. Just try it. And then when he sent me back, like, and the same thing you said, like when he first sent it, remember when I got the beat back, I was like, well, why the it sounds different. It sounds real chopped. And he was like, well, he had to take some of my echoes off because since his is so clear, it was overlapping and everything. And I was like, this is already not sounding good. And then when he sent the final joint back, I was like, oh my goodness. Right. But it was because, like you said, I hadn't saturated myself with what it sounded like. So it was,
And too, like, a lot of folk don't realize that your first mix ain't going to be, you know what I'm saying, the finished product per se. I got very few clients that first mix, they be like, yeah, that's cool. Yeah. I'm done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you go back and listen, like, I forget what Kanye record it was. It was some Kanye record. They said they mixed that thing 11 times from scratch.
Yeah.
Not no, oh, just turn my vocals up and we good. I mean, like, they mixed that joint like 11 times from scratch, top to bottom. It's Kanye. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you think that, you know, I'm going to knock your joint out. And, yeah, we know Kanye's probably particular about certain stuff or whatever. But, like, you know, we may have to mix your joint. You know, I may mix it. I may overhaul it. You know what I'm saying? Then it may be just small tweaks. You may want a guitar turned up.
Yeah.
I may have had it down too low. You may want it turned up. You may want your vocals turned down to blend in with the beat. You may want your vocals to sit on top of the beat. All that's personal preference based on the person. You may want more reverb, less reverb. That's personal preference stuff. You feel what I'm saying? But the strong pieces, a lot of folk just don't take the time to even really care.
Yeah.
You know, I've had situations where, you know, folk are just so used to mixing stuff over 2 tracks, but the 2 tracks be busted.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, a lot of cats don't do what you did.
Yeah.
A lot of cats are just saying, nah, I'm good. They see the price tag, they don't want to pay it because it's not needed. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
it's good enough for me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not a big shoe guy. I don't really rock a whole lot of, you know, elaborate shoes and this, that, and the third. And it's hard for me to find shoes that fit and shoes that I like. So therefore, for me, anything over $120, I'm like, nah, bro, I ain't about to spend that.
Yeah.
But I know cats will spend $250 on shoes.
Yeah.
Like it ain't nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to spend that. Why? Because I don't see the need. You feel me? So these guys, they don't see the need. They're content here.
Yeah.
And that's on them. You know what I mean? That's on them. I'm not going to say they right or wrong. But what I am going to say is, once you get it done one way, and you step out of your own way, and listen to it and do a comparison of your record now versus your record mixed, for real,
Yeah.
up against a mainstream record that's on the radio right now, and a few. Don't just pick one and say, oh, nah, this is the end all be all.
Yeah.
One thing I always hear folks say is industry standard. There's no such thing as industry standard. There's no such thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I've heard distorted records on the radio. I've heard records with a lot of bass in the vocals in the radio. I've heard, you know, like just jacked up elements of a whole bunch of stuff on radio.
Yeah.
That would have never, since Ray J is always a hot topic, go listen to One Wish by Ray J. That thing, it's like a jacked up loop. Like, listen to that joint, it's like, if I had one wish, dun, dun, dun. Like, every time it comes around, that joint is like, it drags. That joint was on the radio, heavy rotation.
Yeah.
But it was a jacked up loop. Let me jack up one of his loops. Oh, nah, man, you messed this up, man. You got to fix this, da 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 da. You feel me?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know, it is what it is. It's all based on the client.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, cause what I did was pretty much, he'll tell you, like, once he did that, the goal after that was, okay, what do I have to do for all of them to sound like this? So, that, and like you said, it's like really, you have to, as an artist, you got to believe in yourself. And, and that's where it really all starts at. And my thing was like, once I heard it, I was like, man, like, that's what my music's supposed to sound like. So it was like, okay, now I need to, that's my goal. What do I got to do to have the rest of the album make sure everything sounds like that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Is to that quality. So then I had to cut back on something. I'm a big video game man myself. Seriously.
Right.
I hadn't bought game. I don't know when the last time I bought a game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My PlayStation crashed on me. And seriously, it's sitting upstairs right now. It's crashed on me. And I ain't replaced it. I ain't fixed it, nothing. Because I was like, once I get it fixed, I know I'm going to be distracted. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, so I'm just going to leave it. You know, because once I get it fixed, I'm going to get Max Payne 3. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to lie, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm going to get Max Payne. If they got another Call of Duty out, I'm going to get that.
Not Call of Duty.
2K13, I want the Legend Pack that come with the ball. And I didn't look at all this up. Yo, I'm a gamer. So
I mean, look, I didn't buy NCAA this year for the first time in probably like 8-9 years. I didn't buy NCAA. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm with you. And I'm on my 3rd PlayStation. So, like, don't get it twisted, man. I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? I was fiending. I went and bought the daggone Prince of Persia trilogy. I was like, I just need something. I need something. So I got the Prince of Persia trilogy. Like, man, this joint like $20. Yup, let me get that. You know, looking at Max Payne, 50.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I looked at the Max Payne originally. I was like, I don't know. And then when I start watching the some screenshots and stuff, and I was like, damn, I gotta have that game, man. I used to love Max Payne. I was like, man, they done took 10 years to make 3. I'm like, I gotta have it. But then I kept saying, I was like, but you know what? The more money I spend on that, it's taking money away from my music.
Exactly.
And I was like, so I can't do it. So I had to just let that go. And then also I was like, you know, I do a lot more shows. I go to shows and support other artists. I make a lot of connections. And I'm like, I know if my game is up and running, I'm not gonna do that stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's a balance.
Yeah.
And like I said, certain people don't want to cut back.
Yeah.
You know, I know guys that like I said, they'll buy so much weed in a day or over the course of a week. You know what I'm saying?
You don't know no guys like that.
I know a whole lot of
No, you don't know no guys. I don't know.
You know, heavy drinkers.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we all have our vices.
Yeah.
We all have our vices. I'm not going to knock nobody for nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We all got them. Cigarettes, you know, strip clubs, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But the thing is just trim back when you need to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like with me, yeah, I'm a heavy gamer, and I sit in this house all day long. Mm-hmm. So I save on gas because I ain't got to do no. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can redo my money, but at the same time, it's like if I need to upgrade something, or if I need to buy a game, well, I'm gonna upgrade. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I'll tell anybody, like, man, let me put my upgrade receipts up against your purchase receipts.
Yeah.
And let's see who's spending more money on their craft.
Yeah.
On getting their craft right.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Oh, you got a crack version of Pro Tools? Nah, mine's legit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to knock you. You're getting the job done. Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I must put money in mine. You know what I'm saying? Because if something ever happens, I can go ahead and call tech support.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a lot of people don't want to cut back, man.
Yeah.
And, you know, even if you did get your stuff up and running, you got to know when to shut it off.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and check this out. We want to hear some beats.
All right.
You want the beats.
Yeah, y'all don't get to hear none of this. This is exclusive. You know what I'm saying? Invites only.
Yeah,
So
because if I play some of these beats, I got a feeling some of this stuff will get jacked.
yeah.